All right, well, everybody, welcome to something new. I had fun doing a live stream. Oh my gosh, I am having something play the audio back in my ear. Hold on, I cannot work with this. There we go. Oh, that's so much better. I'm so sorry about that. Listening to myself talk about 2 seconds delayed behind what I'm actually saying was definitely not gonna work though. So thank you for letting me fix that. But I've been working on some merch designs slowly, and I had a request that I cannot ignore. And so I'm gonna play around and kind of see about designing something for maybe t-shirts or mugs today. We'll see. I might put it on some other stuff. There are several websites that will allow you to upload designs. And I think it's really neat because as an artist, like, it costs a lot to start out making merch. And like back in the day, you know, you're ordering tons of shirts in different sizes, hoping they sell. You sink in a bunch of money, and you don't know if it's going to sell. But these new generation of like print-on-demand sites, which kind of, as far as I can think of, started back with stuff like Redbubble, but it was never a very good quality site, so I never sold anything through there, just because I felt like it wasn't a very good quality, so why? But now there are several other options. Stream Elements has a store, and there's another one called Fourth Wall. And this is the one I've been checking into, and they have a ton of neat stuff, and I just want to, like, make some neat stuff to put on the things. Now, this one's a special request for someone in my life who wanted a particular coffee mug, and since they've been supporting me incredibly, I can't not try to do something with this cute little idea. So today I'll be trying to do something that is appealing for a design, right? But what good is the design if it's not appealing enough to actually sell and generate a profit? It's great that you don't have to put money into ordering any of the stock necessarily, but if you don't make any sales, you don't really have there's no purpose to creating the design in the first place. So step one is probably having an idea, and this time I definitely do. So I'll be drawing an otter. Hey, Deathlight. And so I've got a couple of different design processes that I do, but the first and foremost is, like, you don't know what stuff looks like. You're not gonna really, unless it's something you are well versed in drawing, something you've drawn a lot or you've studied, you're probably not going to be super familiar with it. So I'll do a raw and uninfluenced, I can't spell. And this kind of lets me feel out what I want to do without maybe having something other people have done kind of taint what might otherwise come out. And it's just really important to me because I feel like afterwards, after you've seen other things, like, you can't really help but be influenced by them. And so, like, I want to play around with, like, what does an otter look like? So I'm drawing an otter. I don't actually know. I'm not super well versed in drawing otters, and I don't know much about them, but I want to draw them doing their little rock juggle because they apparently will either, is it because they're bored or they're hungry? I don't think that there's definitive data yet on why the otters juggle the rocks, but they do. And it's pretty adorable. And so I'm gonna try to bring some of that into the design. But first I'm going to start off just trying to like make something that I like the flow of, or kind of like, I don't know. Otters are such a little, they're short noodles. I guess that's more like a banana. Otters are banana shaped? Today we learned. Well, no, see, that's the thing. We don't know. But I want to just kind of experiment. So, all right, I'm gonna try, I want him like juggling the rocks. We'll have maybe this one he's looking up really high. And this time I'm gonna have him like on his back, maybe? Like he's got, ooh, let's do this leg up, like he's trying to catch his balance, and then this leg will be the one he's like maybe standing on. And I'll bring his tail down more. These are really bad, but I'm trying to capture, like, I'm trying to capture the shape and the idea. Like, that's, don't get hung up in trying to make your concept look perfect. That's not what this stage is about. And if you do that, you won't come out with multiple iterations of an idea. And after you get a couple of raw, uninfluenced ideas out, then you want to go and get references. It's important not to spend a ton of time on stuff like this because you could find out that like, oh gosh, that's not what an otter looks like at all. Which is probably what I'm about ready to go do. I have general shape correct. I have the general shape correct. But yeah, I don't think I know what an otter face looks like at all. Aww. He's got a little mustache. Let's see. If I can find... So if you can find things that are either similar angles to what you're trying to do, I'm gonna grab a few of these. Put a folder down, and I am basically... Oh, are there two? There's sea otters and there's river otters. So which otter do I want to draw? See, I didn't even know. Oh no. The river otters are pretty cute. Okay, I think I'm gonna go with the river otter. Okay. Wow, so I'm just actually gonna grab two pictures here real quick. So these are sea otters. If I can find a good picture, there we go. We'll just grab a quick copy image and paste. Oh gosh, he's so tiny. Little guy. So this is a river otter, or no, this is a sea otter. Don't listen to Skuttz. She doesn't know. All right, and then we'll grab this little guy. And I'll drop it in this folder as well. So just right here, right off the bat, we can demonstrate that there's a huge difference between the faces and the noses. So like I should probably decide what otter I even want to go with. So like this one has more nostrils and I don't know what's going on right now. Hang on. Oh, okay, sorry. I thought that was an emergency, but it was not. Anyways, where was I? I'm so sorry. I'll just talk about this then. Once in a while, I really struggle when my focus is broken. And it really, it interrupts my thought process and it really frustrates me, which then makes it harder to get back into it because I'm frustrated. So it's really important to just like take a deep breath and relax. I find myself to be fairly high anxiety a lot. I worry about a lot of things. I stress about a lot. So art's kind of like my escape from that. When I zone in, I get really relaxed. I just don't really think about anything but art and the process. And I think that it is like it's really important. But then when I am feeling like I'm maybe stressed out or running behind, when I get pulled out of that workflow, I'm brought back to all of these stresses and these worries that are surrounding me in my day-to-day life. And I think we can all relate to that to some degree. In one way or another, but it's like, it's one of those things where it's like you just gotta breathe in and breathe out and try to return back to, you know, that state of mind where you can just kind of, is it referred to as flow state sometimes? But I don't know, it's just me and what I'm drawing, and that's what I really love about art in general, and that's what I find so relaxing about it, because when I'm done with it, I can go deal with all the other things I have to, but for a moment, I feel like, like, this is my little fortress of solitude. Okay, so he's kind of like got his eyes closed, but they have like these triangular noses. And then the little mouths with like the big, they have two different, I don't know what otter I want to draw though. Oh no, I made it worse because they're both so fucking cute. Very boopable. You know what? I'll do what I always do in a situation like this, since I am making this for somebody in particular. I will just ask. And then that way I don't have to worry about it. And I think like that's an important thing to remember too if you're doing commission work or custom work, that it's better to pause for a moment and get the correct answer than to forge ahead and find out maybe you made the wrong the wrong choice. And then you have to do rework and it gets more frustrating because you're having to do work a second time. So it's better to just realize when you're at one of those crossroads and take a moment. So while I wait for a reply, I'll keep noodling around and studying what otters actually look like. Let's find a few more pictures here. A lot of them seem to be very similar angles and such. Oh, this one's okay. A little bit different. So I'm just gonna keep flooding myself with some otters here. This guy's kind of got a little bit of a banana shape. I wasn't totally wrong. He's kind of a banana. Oh, and here's some that are like standing. And I think I'm gonna go with river otters unless they want sea otters. They're so cute. All right. All right. They're so fucking cute. They're so cute. I can't. All right. So, actually, let me see. So, one of the things that helps when I don't understand or I'm like encountering new shapes, because I mean, granted, this is an actual otter, but my general bread and butter is commissions, and I do a lot of furry art. And so once in a while, I will run into new animal species that I've never seen or drawn before. For example, well, okay, I know what a hyena is, but I'd never gotten to draw one before. And so I had a commission of a hyena OC. And I was able to... Oh, I got an answer. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna go with river otters. So I'm trying to trace over the image so that I can make the shapes more recognizable for my face. So like, I feel like for my face, for my brain. So like if you look at something like this line gets kind of obscured by the whiskers. But if you're trying to figure out like the underlying shape so that you can draw stuff yourself, it helps to actually just draw through it so you can see what's really there underneath and kind of get a better idea for it. And I find it, especially with like furry, fluffy animals, the shapes can be more difficult to read until you get more used to drawing that particular thing. So it takes practice, but if you're struggling or it's one of the first times you've run into something, doing a study like this where you break down some of what the shapes look like, because like I know how to draw a circle and like build up shapes, but if I don't know what shapes I'm trying to make, then it's a lot harder. So this is really interesting. That's kind of like where their face is sloped down. Okay. And then he's got kind of an oval head, I guess. So instead of being a round head, they're oval more this way. And not quite, but we're getting closer. So, let's see if there's any other ones. We'll leave the sea otter alone. Oh my gosh, he's blepping? He's blepping. That's adorable. Their paws might be another one that helped to look at too. They kind of look like they just have webbed fingers. Interesting. But like, see, otter paws don't look like any other paws I've run into. So without looking at like the references, I wouldn't really wouldn't really have the context. So let's see. I'm gonna see if I can now draw this. Muzzle. Okay. Yeah, their eyes are also way more widespread than I was expecting. I don't want this to be perfect, it's more of like a gesture drawing. If I understand, then it's good. And their ears seem to be like level with their eyelids. Or their eyes, like this kind of ends up being the cone of ear. So if I put my ear kind of in that. They're more angular than I thought. You know, I think they're so streamlined in my brain because they're water critters. And then to oh, what do you call it? To see that they're actually more angular and not so rounded was really surprising to me. But that's where you draw what you see, not what you think you see. It's crazy sometimes. I find myself like Googling the stupidest stuff just because I'm drawing it. And it's like, okay, you think you know what spaghetti looks like. You've eaten it 100 times. But when you go to try to draw it, it's like, what does it actually look like? And you think you do a convincing scribble of, you know, blobs and noodles or whatever, but when you go look at it and you see how it really looks, it's like, all right, level up the game just a bit. But see, I feel like that's a way better drawing, but it's because I'm getting to understand the shapes underneath. So I kind of do similar. Like, this doesn't do you any good if you don't try this. So, like, this teaches you, and this helps you make it stick. Otherwise, this has no point. Like, tracing isn't really good for much other than learning, but you don't trace commissions, you don't trace, like, things you're going to sell, but you can trace to learn so that you can draw your own things. And I think that it took me a long time just because there was so much upset over people tracing stuff or images being traced that I completely stayed away from it for years. And I 100% believe that it has hurt my art style and my progress just because I have not done the studies for fear of being like using other materials. Like I did a commission one time with something from like a modded Fallout game, and so I was sent the link of the mod to draw on the character. And then, like, a while later, I was actually approached by the artist, and they were like, hey, don't trace my stuff. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Like, I didn't trace it. I drew it, but, you know, I'll do more to like make my stuff different from the ref in the future, and I, you know, offered to credit them for their item, but then they actually turned around and they apologized to me. And they're like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Now that I look, I can totally see that, you know, it's not traced, nothing like lines up directly. You did such a good job rendering it. I just, like, I wrongly assumed. I'm sorry. I was like, no, like, I'm flattered that I apparently did that good of a job, but it also gave me the feels bad. Like, sure, I did a good job, but also someone thought I traced their stuff. Granted, like, I didn't, and they were, like, a happy ending, you know. But in the short term and in the long term, it just led to leaning further into that avoidance of tracing at all, because that time I didn't even trace. I just drew something too good. And I think that there's a lot to be done by drawing stuff completely without tracing, but particularly with animal shapes or things you're unfamiliar with. Doing it wrong 100 times isn't going to help you get any better. So seeing it done right once, I mean, I had an immediately, like, it's still not perfect. I feel like there are things that I need to fix. It kind of looks more like a bear than an otter to me. Maybe because the muzzle looks too high up. I think the nose needs to be down further. But the more I do it and the more I figure out what looks right, the better it will get. And the less I will feel it looks like a bear. So I'm gonna go over here and finish this guy's little face. And then see about drawing. So I'm definitely skipping some steps as far as like drawing the circles. And I am stylizing this just a little bit. I'm not overly, I want it to be close enough. I'm not trying to gun for like a hyper realistic otter, so I'm okay with that. But I would like to know what an otter looks like so I can correctly draw one. I was hoping to finish this today, but honestly, I'll probably get a good chunk done on the sketch and then try to let my brain rest and make sure that I like it. And I think that that's really important because that was a pressure I honestly put on myself today. I was like, I am gonna start to finish, make a t-shirt design. And at the beginning, I just had a little spiel there about how you want to make sure that what you make is actually desirable or people won't actually buy it. There's no point. So, in that same way, I probably shouldn't rush finishing it in one day if I want it to be a good design. So I'll make some progress, I'll practice, and I'll get like the initial portion of it done, and that'll be a lot. And I can work on some other stuff if I hit the point where I need a break, but like it's really important to not put unrealistic expectations down as an artist, because like if I tried to do that, I probably would not make a very good design, and it probably would not make very many sales, and then I would just feel bad. I would have wasted my time, and I would have not you know, felt like it was worthwhile. This doesn't look right, but that's okay. Oh my god. What do I have going on here? Cracking me up. Like it should be shallower here and go up cheek. But see, I'm trying to figure this stuff out, but I'm looking at these shapes that I already figured out instead of looking at like fuzzy fuzzy shapes. So while I'm looking at it, I basically gave myself guidelines. And sometimes sketches suck. And that's okay. I'm gonna start this one over. Alright, so do a few more of these and then see about... Why did my music stop? What happened? I don't actually know what happened with my audio. Oh, is it back? What? Okay. All right, my headphone was cursed. I took it out, I grabbed the other one, and it all started back up. But previously, the music was playing on Spotify, and it wasn't coming through. That was so weird. All right. I almost have like a... Also, I don't know if this little hand thing is annoying. I can get rid of it if it is. Sometimes it's interesting because you can see better where the tablet pen is at, but I also feel like once in a while it blocks more things than it is really helping. So it is an annoyance. Let me know. And I will either turn it off or avoid using it in future videos. But on the flip side, if you like it, I could try to include it on more moving forward. I will say, trying to focus and figure out a study while also running a I guess conscious stream of information to chat does affect a lot. Like, I don't usually feel performance anxiety when I stream, but today apparently is a little bit different. Yeah, I feel like this one's better. Like, oh no, if I draw a bad otter, then everybody's gonna think I'm a bad artist. It just means I'll have to draw 1,000 otters, and I'll be the best otter artist out there. The otter this world. Help. Okay, see this one, it's still not perfect. I think there's something a bit off with it still, but this feels much more like the otter face I was going for over there. It's a little bit of like a side angle, but I feel like I'm grasping the otter-like shapes. So they have like almost a triangular, like this. Their nose is some kind of triangle. This is, oh my god. Otters, if this is their forehead and this is an otter's third eye, like clearly I have found it. The otters, we all thought it was lizard people the whole time. You guys, it's otters. Oh, I'm trying to think of an Illuminati otter pun and I can't make it work. But breaking stuff up into simple shapes helps a lot. Even if you start conspiracy theories about otters. Oh, hey! Welcome in, everybody. The hand makes the stream preview thumbnail more interesting. Oh, good, good. Otter This World sounds like a great card to send people. I'm sure I've seen space otters before. You're Otter This World. Alright, hold on. Now I gotta find more triangles. Does he triangle? Oh my god. He triangles. What about him? You guys. The secret to drawing otters. Their faces. I've learned the secret. Alright, let's see. See if my triangle method will work. I hate this. Alright, I'm also gonna try it my own sketching style because I hate circles. But I don't know if I'm gonna be able to actually feel out the shapes this way or not. So I'm just trying to mimic the profile. And we'll see how it goes. And then I guess I would try to erase out this under his jaw. I'm also sorry for the wonky Wi-Fi music. Wi-Fi? Lo-fi? No, this isn't gonna work at all. There's too much going on in the background. Alright, back to the circle method. I hate it. This is not my favorite way of sketching. Flip this guy around. Do it this way. It's Otterly nonsense. Get Otter here. Are we just gonna make otter puns all day? Let's go. Best stream ever. I started drawing his head at a whole different angle. I just started drawing an otter. I forgot I was looking at a reference. All right, try this again. We got nose, roughly around here, and his muzzle. We draw a triangle. Nope, nope, nope. My brain's done working. We broke it with the otter puns. Got an oval and a circle. Dude, they're just so oddly shaped. It's like I'm having the worst time trying to... The more I try to make it look like an otter, the less it looks like an otter. What? I guess it works. Alright, let me see if I can clean this up. And I think I've done a good bit there to wrap my head around what these little fellas actually look like. The only thing I can think of is Illuminati, but spelt like that. I don't think it... It's just a fucking otter. No, I dropped my music. Oh, I lost it. Well, no music, no art. Stream's over. Bye. No. Let me find where it bounced to. Give me just a moment. I'm going on earbud rescue. It's well and truly gone. At this point, I don't know where it went. I'm just looking for its goodbye note. Goodbye. I've gone to go find another ear. Where could it have gone? Like, honestly. Well, I think we all know where my earbud went. I've uncovered the Illuminati cult of otters, and they clearly came and they took my earbud. It's a retaliation. Okay, but for real, I'm giving one last look, and then I'll have to figure something out. At this point, I'm looking under the desk. Huh. This is, it's now baffling. It must have bounced real good. That's all I've got. Oh, no, it was on my keyboard. There we go. All right. I just picked it up to try to check, like, behind it or underneath it. And it was up at the very top by my print screen and pause break keys. I'm like, okay. That would be why I did not see it. Sometimes, when you give up, you finally get what you were after the whole time. All right. So, now we can get back to these otters. So, I'm gonna put my otter math away. Dude. And we'll go back to some of my little sketches here. And we'll see. So now that we've done step 1, which was take the raw and uninfluenced idea, I've now gone and gotten refs of the otters. And now I will play around and see if I can find something that I like. So I'm just gonna shrink these ones down for a bit. Oh no. Skyrim mods. One day, that's one of those things, if I had enough time, I would learn how to make stuff. 100%. Blender's on my list of things to learn. Alright, so... let me see. There's so many. There's so many things I could do. Because they have little fingers. I don't know. Oof. I think she said she liked... Alright, hold on. I think there's a particular ref I need to go grab. I think sometimes it can get maybe irritating to like stop what I'm doing and go look up the right references. But time and time again, I've just found it's so much better. It takes a minute to go do it, but it's usually worth the moment it takes because it saves you that much more time later. Alright, so gonna go grab what I'm trying to get. Guess I'm gonna sing a song about it. I'm just bored. I'm like scrolling, looking for the thing. Just looking for... Maybe I won't be able to find it. Maybe I'm looking in the wrong spot. I hate that. I'm trying to get better at keeping all my references in one spot, but sometimes I don't know when I will need to go back for something. Alright, so you don't always know what you need until you know you need it. Alright, looking. No, this is so inefficient. Nothing frustrates me more. Alright. Let's see. Ah, there we go. I found it. Haha. Yes. All right. Fabulous, fabulous. Why is it like that? What? That's infuriating. It's a Facebook video, and I'm trying to just like play it through so I can get to the part that I need. But if I wander off, it pauses it where it's at, and I'm like, well, I can't draw and wait for it to go. So frustrating. Why would you do that? Oh, that's infuriating. I just want to just work the way I want you to, dang it. All right. See if I can do this. That's what I was aiming. All right. They've got such stubby little paws too, it's cute. So he's got these are my really bad. I'm laughing because, like, when I make sketches that look like this, they look so bad. But I know that this isn't how they're gonna come out in the end. It's just, it's so funny. Some of the sketches that I send to my commissioners for, like, pose roughs, and they're like, yep. I'm like, I look at it and I'm like, I'm so glad that you can pick up the gist of what's going on here. Because, yeah, some of my rough sketches versus the finals are pretty drastic. But when I do rougher poses, it lets me kind of still work with stuff. I don't have to be so rigid. So if I do get the pose incorrect, I'm not sunk in as much time if maybe they want me to rework the whole thing and I'm like, cool, I spent 3 hours on this sketch, and like that's just frustrating, right? But if I spent 10 minutes on the sketch and it conveys where the character is or how they're sitting, or like, it might be a little bit ambiguous, but for the start of things, it works really well because it's like, okay, is the character standing? Well, oops, I actually would really prefer if they were like sitting. Boom, right out of the gate, if I drew a standing pose and I only spent 10 minutes on it, I'm like, cool. Like, I mean, granted, at that point, we probably should have specified from go that it should have been a sitting pose instead of standing, but you get my drift. If there's a major rework that has to go on, it's a lot less irritating if there's been a lot less sunk into it, and it works well for me, and I think it allows me to have a very flexible way of working with my customers that maybe not all artists, I mean, not everybody wants to, I guess. Some artists are very much so like, you give me your character and I will draw the thing in my style, and that's kind of that. But I don't know. I like seeing people happy with my art, and so making sure that somebody is getting a commission that they are fully happy with is important to me. Alright, so as you can see, what started out as a blob is kind of starting to look a little bit more like an otter now. You might be able to make it out. But I just kind of use the shadows and the highlights that I create by erasing or filling stuff back in. And it allows me to kind of just play around with stuff. It's easy for me to move stuff around or expand it or change it, so I don't know how many fingers do they have? They have such cute little paws. Alright. But like, see how much better the little, I could even go back and look at another reference and I think it would be better, but like, just having looked at their little webbed toe beans. And there we go. Do they have... Do otters have paw pads? They have the cutest little feet, yes. Why this guy, oh god, what is it? There's the meme that made it around of like the white fluffy like cat room guardian, and it's like holding up its hands. Here we go, copy. Paste. I just saw this on I just saw this on Google and it reminds me of it for some reason. It's like the this guy. Oops. Aw. There. It looks like this guy a little bit. Maybe not. Maybe it's just me. What do you think? Same vibes. Let's see. River otter paws. Wow, perfect. Oh, that's a big otter. There we go. Oh my god, this is so dark. I don't think I could even see the shape of the paw that well if I didn't draw over it to kind of see what the heck was even there. Oh, and they like roll their... That's interesting. Okay, and that one... More like... Those ones together? That one. Also, what do we got? Head. Almost got two heads between shoulder. 1, 2 legs. 1, 2. Really? A lot of circles. So they're 1/3 head, 1/3 belly, and 1/3 butt, with an additional third that's tail. It's a quarter, I guess. Skuttz. Those are quarters. Alright, that makes sense. So... I'm also trying to plan this a little bit around some text. So the text will probably be down here and here or something. We'll see. But that's what I'm thinking. All right. Let's go back to making a little pause here. So, wait, did I have 4 toes? Yeah. Wait, do they have 4 toes and a thumb? Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my god, otters have 5 digits. I need to give them an additional finger. Sorry, little friend. Alright. So 2, 3, 4. Gotta give him the right amount of fingies. Absolutely. I might decide to do 3 later, but at least for now, I would like to have the right number. Then they had like their little toes curl over. How's his back feet look? Didn't I just have that in the reference? No, they're not posed like. Off to find more leggies. Hold on. Why is it so river otter on back? I want to see his back footies. There we go. Oh, and then there's like 2 of them, and then it's right to more of the sea otters. God, only ever show. They're too long. It's only ever the tops of their bodies. There we go. No, that's not it either. Okay, so they got really. It's over the same. Okay, it's on its own. Can I make the face cute? That is gonna be the big question. I want to get the other one. Actually, want to. I don't know. I'm not happy with this hind leg. I feel like he's got this little. Maybe if I put his foot down like that, it matched the flow a little bit. And then I think their bodies are a little bit longer than what I made his, so just grab him and we'll stretch him out till he's just the right noodleness for an otter. I love the things I can do with digital art that I like. I definitely grew up on paper and pencils as a kid, so being able to do stuff like this is still endlessly neat to me. Because back in the day, I'd have to erase the whole damn thing. Start over. Now I can just be like, boop. I don't don't know. Let's see. I don't know how I feel about this, but I'll just leave it there for now. Yeah, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Big stretch, yeah. Gotta grab. He's juggling for his rocks. He's gotta grab them all. So I'm just trying to really capture kind of like, I started out with a shape and I just kind of built the features into the flow I've been trying to capture. And it's looking alright so far. I'm pretty happy with this. I think maybe there's a few things I want to adjust or change a bit, but in general, I'm pretty happy with this. Alright, so let's see. I have one fatal flaw in my plan. My whole tactic for learning how to draw otters was the Illuminati triangle that their little nose makes. But what happens when I'm drawing him and his face is pointed up? There's no triangle. I also don't know how to draw his... I don't know how I want to draw his face, actually, entirely. This is... I didn't think I'd get this far. I didn't think I'd get this far. Real mode. See, alright, I've got like the bottom of his head drawn like it's the underside of his head. Like, you shouldn't even be able to see his face, but that's... I don't think that works. Like, it works for the pose, but it doesn't work for... Like, you gotta see his little otter face. What was the point of drawing this? Why draw an otter if I can't look at its adorable little face? It's like I didn't just spend half an hour practicing how to draw them. I'm kidding. I joke, but like, I feel like we're all, as artists, too rough on ourselves. And there's a lot of just trusting the process and seeing stuff come through. Like, this is fine. This otter will look great. I don't want to give the wrong idea. Like, I don't think that shit talking yourself and saying that your art looks bad really helps the process. Like, you kind of got to be your own cheerleader, you know? Like, art's hard. There's struggles. There's times stuff doesn't feel like it looks right, or maybe you can't even quite see what's making it not feel right, so you don't even know where to start on trying to fix it. Look, we got one triangle, we got the eye cone for the ear. There we go. See? It worked. But like, it's really, like, and in a lot of things, you know? We're all learning, we're all doing our best. Like, if you're genuinely trying, it really doesn't do any good to be cruel to yourself. So I joke about, you know, looking bad or that I'm being silly or dumb, but like, those things are real. It's part of the process. You try stuff, sometimes it doesn't work. Maybe you wasted a bit of time, but it could have worked. And if you don't try those things, you don't find stuff, and it's part of how you find your own style and feel stuff out. Not everything's gonna come out, you know, a masterpiece, and that's okay. Like, it's unrealistic to expect that of anything. And I think as artists, for some reason, we just expect it for ourselves. Like even, say with like YouTube, or if you post your art to social media, you might have something that goes and has a day where it was the right topic, it was the right time, whatever, and it explodes and you get more traction or more interaction on that one, you know, piece of media than you've maybe had before. And it gets just like you kind of start to measure yourself by that, or it can get really easy to do that. And so I don't know, beating yourself up about stuff doesn't help. I'm really focusing on trying to get this otter's face to look good, so I kind of forgot the moral of my rant there, but it's easy to just think, oh, I remember. We always want to outperform ourselves. We always want to do better than the last time. But like realistically, not everything you make is going to be better than the last. You will have ups and you will have downs. And I think that one is really hard to grasp. But like with YouTube videos, that's where I was going with it, is that I'm still learning with them, and some videos perform better than others, but I can't really expect them all to be my best video when I'm still learning or starting out. So like, I might have one or two things that end up being like really, really good. Maybe my scripting was good, or I had a good drawing that just had interest or whatever. I'm not going to beat myself up if my next video doesn't perform that well. I'm just going to keep trying to do better and figure out what things I liked and what things I didn't like, and bring the stuff I liked forward and drop the stuff I didn't have fun with. And we forget to apply that to art, I think. I know I have. I've been drawing for so long that I started to expect that everything I drew should be better than the last. I draw so much, I draw all the time, like everything should be better. And if you get rusty or you slip, like it can get hard because you're like, oh, why can't I draw? I know I can. And, you know, if you beat yourself up, you don't really get anything done. But if you encourage yourself like, oh, I just haven't, you know, had the time, I've been really busy. I'm sure if I sit down with my sketchbook at night and get back into it, I'll be, you know, I'll be able to draw in a couple of days if I just, like, shake some of the rust off and try. We gotta give ourselves more credit. There's something going on with his face. He looks kind of like an otter. We're most of the way there. I feel like I'm missing just a little bit of something, though. Looks like a red panda. I don't know what's going on. But I will keep taking a look. Let's see if I can find an otter face in a similar shape and see what I can do. An otter bear? Yeah, see, it's hard to try to, I'm not overly familiar with otters, so it's hard. I think I made the cheeks need to be rounded, the ears need to be lower and more rounded and smaller. Too bad. So see, look at that right there. it 100% fixed? No. But I feel like just taking a second to figure it out helped. Alright, so... I also think I gave him too much forehead, especially because he's looking up. This should be pretty tight. This is... I have such a strange way of sketching. I feel like I just kind of imagine the volumes and carve stuff out. And it's always so weird to just erase erase a chunk. Be like doot 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 and smudge it around. Alright. What did I say? I think I made his... Well, maybe if I bring these in just a little bit. Hey, this is looking like an otter to me. I love it. Oh my gosh. All right, a little worried face. Doing it. He's got this. Make his little eyes a little worried to match. Little concerned fella. Okay, I really like this. Just think of it like a grinder in metal. No, no, it is not. Once you remove the metal, you cannot put it back unless you weld more material on. Although working with EVA foam and making cosplay, 100% translated to metalworking. This is different because I can build the volume back up a lot easier. It's more like working with clay. It is coming out so cute. I'm so excited. I think his head might be a little bit too small. Big? Head too big? Because their hands are so little. I think he's not long enough. He's still too short. Is that the problem? His head's not too small or too big. He's not long enough. All right, well, now he looks concerned. I feel like he has reason. All right, we're just gonna break him into pieces and stretch him out because this is what I can do with digital art when I'm not happy with something. I want to actually play with the flow of it more too. We got 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we still need like a little more. Do I have them like wrapped back up tight? That looks like he's swimming, not laying on his back though. I think he's supposed to be laying on his back. All right. This is where it's good to just kind of sit on stuff for a minute and check that you like it before rushing forward. I will probably start on a few things though, because I am overall fairly happy with this. It's quite good. And then see, so instead of just like redrawing everything because he's too short, or not quite the right length or whatever, it's much easier to basically splice up the pieces and stretch them to where I want. Especially if I'm careful and consider the flow of the lines, like still looking at how this is going to connect once I drop it. And so it lets me come back in and fill stuff up. So let me just see if I want to make this upright just a little bit more. I think so. I think I like this. All right. I'm actually going to fill this in real quick and then going to take a picture, or do my best to get a progress picture off, because this is still for somebody. So I'm gonna double check before I move forward, but I'm just gonna fill these spots in. And I think that's pretty good. Got the little footies. And then let's see, I've got, I think, another hour. Yeah, we've got another hour. I may need to take a short break just so I can stretch real quick. And use some water. I don't like to sit for long periods of time without getting up at least briefly to stretch. And I recommend, if you have any desk job or are able to get up and just stretch your legs every so often, especially if you are sitting quite consistently. It does wonders for my lower back when I don't sit shrimped up constantly. Alright, so I think he's looking pretty good here. I really like his little eyeball. See, like, this otter would not have come out nearly as good if I had not done the studies and seen what an otter looks like, you know? Look at his little face. All right, we're gonna go ahead and leave him here for just a moment. I'm gonna save this. And oh my gosh, save. Don't forget to save, because I'll tell you what, I definitely just have been. This is the first time I'm saving it and I have to name my file. Oh no. All right, so file saved. Give me a quick chance to scoot off, stretch my legs and my back real quick, and then I think I'm gonna play around with the line work for this guy and see how that's gonna go, because I wasn't gonna pressure myself to finish this today. But if I get an approval on the sketch, I'm really digging this. This is super cute. I'm ready to floor it. Let's go. So yeah, give me like 5 minutes here. I'll be back after a quick stretch. All right, welcome back. Well, I guess you've been here. I'm back. All right, so let's see. Let's do this check real quick. I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. First one's head, second one's shoulders. We got head, we got shoulders. I have to do this in a different color. I'll grab blue. So we got 1, we got 2. All right, then we got 3 and 4. These ones kind of overlap because it's 3 and 4, and then 5 should be here. Yep. And we got 1, 2, 3. I have successfully put the amount of length on the noodly boy. Cool. All right, so let's see. I've got about 45 minutes left. So let's see what we can do. We have a sketch, and I'm gonna start some line art. So, let me double check, because if you are doing merch, you want to make sure that your canvas is large. It is much, much easier to shrink an image than it would be to make it smaller. I've actually run into this issue with my Theros merch. I'm trying to figure out if I can make a decent enough resolution for the playmats because they are just so large. So if you are planning to print on bigger things like that, you want to make sure that you are allowing yourself enough room to have a large file to start with. So I think we are going to go ahead and follow my advice. And though I want to add text, I will make the Otter large. And I will make the text separate. I will shrink it later. Like, it's okay. What I need is to have a very large otter. The last thing I do want to do, though, is give him some rocks. He can't be juggling if he's not juggling anything, can he? They're just invisible rocks at this point. How well this works. Large and in charge utter juggler. It's a little too easy to get forklift certified. Yes. Yes, it is. Hims be large. We need the largest. So I can put him on everything. He looks like he's begging for a hug without the rocks. Aww. Hug, please. Aw. I have days like that. Okay. This rock actually I need to fill in underneath. Yeah. I don't want to give them some kind of a feeling that they're moving. I'll play with the motion lines later, but I think they help. Okay, so line work ahoy, I suppose. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start, and then I'll see what I want to do with it, because I'm not even sure exactly what style or feel I want this to have. Other than I know it might go on t-shirts or mugs, so it needs to be small, or not small, sorry, it needs to be legible at small sizes, which means I'm gonna at least start out trying some thicker lines, and we'll see how this goes. I am committed to jumping head in, and if I have to restart, I restart, because yeah, I'm feeling this out. I don't know exactly what I want to do. I just have this idea, and I'm trying to make it happen. Although, I think too often we, like, kind of go, I'm gonna do this thing exactly. And if it doesn't work exactly how I intended, then, you know, I just have to give up because I suck. And it's really, really hard to acknowledge that sometimes you just gotta try stuff out, and the first time isn't always gonna be the winner, you know? Like, how many sketches did I go through before I got to this one? And then this one is so, so cute. But if I'd gotten frustrated, I would not have made it this far, and I wouldn't have this cute otter. I would have given up and gone, aw, sorry, guess I'm gonna have to end the stream because, you know, I can't live up to my own expectations. But, like, it's important. I think a lot of really successful people are probably just better at handling or hiding it, but I don't think that everybody is somehow immune to the pressure of like performing. It's one of the reasons why sometimes I come at you with some low energy if I'm not having a good day. Maybe I'm dealing with a migraine, or I am recovering from like other issues that I deal with, but I'll still get on and stream because I have to work. As a freelance illustrator, like, if I can draw, I need to be drawing. Yay, self-employment. And it's like, if I was trying to put on some sort of personality or be all super hyped up, like, I couldn't do it every day. I would have days where I would just be like, sorry. But, you know, when I have days where I'm genuinely feeling good and peppy, I bring that to the table, and some days when I'm not feeling good, we just chill, and it's a little more mellow. And, like, that's okay. It's crazy to try to, like, hype up to some crazy standard. There's some people who just bring so much energy to their, like, I don't know if I want to call it a performance, but you know what I mean. There's certain YouTubers or some Twitch streamers who are just so high energy, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Like, the VTubers who are just like the happy hardcore, you know, super fast music, like I can't do it. That will give me a panic attack. And like I couldn't imagine trying to hype myself up to have that kind of level of energy every stream. And there's people who enjoy it and there's people who can do it, and it's okay for me to be like, that's not for me. But I also think there's plenty of room for variety and people who are chill, because I can't listen to the high energy stuff. So there can't, like, I can't be the only one who needs like a lower energy atmosphere to just kind of decompress or vibe in, you know? I'm high stress. I don't need everything else to add to it. Like one time I was cleaning my apartment and we were playing Guar. And as I'm running around, cleaning wipe in one hand, spray bottle in the other, I'm like frantic, and my partner goes, "Why are you so like worked up right now?" And I was like, oh my gosh, I think it's the music. But it was so high energy that it just basically low-key gave me a panic attack. And I try to really pay attention to my atmosphere when I'm trying to work for that reason. Because if I'm trying to draw and I've got a bunch of fast-paced music, I'm gonna stress myself out just being like, gotta go fast. And like I can go fast without like freaking out and going in Sonic the Hedgehog mode. Like, it's okay. Breathe. So I don't promise to do anything but bring you guys a genuine artist who just wants to spread more art in the world. If I can answer any questions about the drawing process or behind the scenes stuff, I absolutely would love to. I'm trying to work on some tutorial videos, but I need to free up some more time to do that level of editing. I've had to put a few things on the back burner. So that would be a great time to say if you do want to support me and maybe help me free up some more time. I currently have a coffee. I don't know if I have any links set up though. Huh. We're on YouTube. We're on a new site. I will set that up next time though, because I really do. I'm self-taught. Outside of I guess art classes in high school, everything I've learned has been on my own, and the only other thing I've really had, aside from like practicing and trying my best myself, is the free resources that other people have put out there. And if it weren't for all of these people offering their knowledge and experience, like I wouldn't have been able to grow or learn the things that I've learned, not even just in art, but in other programs as well. And I've struggled financially a lot, especially dealing with chronic illness. So being able to afford tutorials has been something that's hard for me. So trying to keep information available and free is something I would love to do moving forward, but it's hard. It's hard to get the time going for it, but we'll try. I feel like I've got some insight that could help some new artists on their journey, and I would like to. Which is why I'm doing this stream today. Share some of my little nuggets of wisdom and insight from my years as a seasoned art gremlin. Like, I don't even know what I'm doing right now. I'm just like zoning out and I'm making paws. They look like paws to me. I'll see how I feel about it when I zoom out, but They're looking okay. It's a little thumb, I don't know. Maybe. All right. Yeah, I don't like something going on here. What's this one? It's too short. That's better. Cool. All right. I'm happy with this. I'm happy. There's a few things I'm like, I'll probably come back and make sure, like, I'm happy with everything before I put anything up in the shops, but I'm so excited. What is it? Oh my gosh. So in 1 week, my new shop is going to be opening and it's just going to be a bit better than the Stream Elements one. I had some requests for variations on the Tired and Gay shirt. Oh, can I show that? Don't I have a hotkey? Yeah. Look at this. Yep. I can get, oh no, that's my tablet. Skuttz, you're a mess. You can take a look at my Tired and Gay tank top. But Stream Elements doesn't actually allow me to separate anything by collection or category. So everything I upload just kind of goes into a giant collection, and it's hard to really check through. Yeah, I totally lost my train of thought. I'm so sorry. Oh, there's no way to organize anything. So I've gotten requests for some variations on the Tired and Gay shirt, like, gonna put up a Tired and Trans, a Tired and Bi, Tired and Pan, etc. But I have no way to categorize them. So if I did each of those and then did it as like a mug and a tank top and a t-shirt, it just becomes like a giant cluster tangled mess, and I'm just like, how would anybody find anything? And so I'm making him too fluffy. We're getting into ferret mode. Calm down on the fluff, Skuttz. Calm down on the fluff. He looks like a ferret now. I think that's why that looks weird. We're toning the fluff down. All right. But I'm excited because Fourth Wall is actually it has the capacity to not only offer additional items, but I can actually organize stuff by collection. So I believe if you want to look at all the mugs, you'll be able to go look at all the mugs. And if you want to go and look at all of the Tired and Gay collection or the Otter collection, you'd be able to pull those things up and see. All right, I'm gonna just try to see. I don't know how I feel about this over here. It looked fine as a sketch, but now trying to put fingernail on it or something to show. I feel like it's getting a little weird. I think that's the closest so far. Try this for now. I just like to experiment, like, if it doesn't look bad, whatever. I also really like going with super thick lines and then like erasing out the like rounded shapes. One finger is way more bulby than the other one though, so I think that's the main problem. Alright, try one more time. Yeah, I don't know. I'll come back to that part. Let's move along. One of the other things I like to do is just kind of go and just fill the flats in underneath, and I can see the shape a bit easier. I have no idea why. I feel like it helps me just kind of like visualize the end goal better, or make sure that the profile shapes are reading right. Alright, so I guess some otters can carry around their favorite river rocks for their whole lives. Sounds like me and all of my useless junk. No. Sorry, I've been going through stuff and trying to organize and get rid of things, and I've found a few things from so far back. I'm like, is this worth keeping? And I'm like, no, and I'm like, oh, but it's from like a whole different time. Like, I have it's like a little journal thing. Time to get moving. No, I'm working. Shut up. Watch. Oh my gosh. All right, 1 second. All right. So let's fill all the edges in. So here we go. Now he's a mermaid. All right, so. Go. Then let's give him a little nose. I like his little face. There's something a little bit off about it, but like it's pretty close. All right, so his nose. So cute. I know, yeah, I had to definitely knock the floof back. It was too floofy. But that's just me. That's just a Skuttz thing. I like to draw too much floof. Like, do I want to do thicker outlines and like put fur in it like that? Because they are fluffy. They're not fuzzy. They just don't have the same kind of fluff that I was giving them. That looked way more looked way more like a weasel or a ferret than an otter. Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna leave these toes okay. They're gonna go later. We're gonna leave them alone. Or just make it super duper simple. That's not the worst. Huh. Well. Sure. Let it ride. Can always erase it, you know? Okay, let's get the big old swoopy tail in. And I don't know, I'm trying to figure out how I want to kind of taper this off into his tail. All right. We're just gonna keep trucking here. I've got about another 15 minutes. Ooh, I wonder how far I'll get. I'm not planning on finishing. I mean, even if I get the line work done, I'm still gonna come back and look at it with fresh eyes and make sure that everything still looks good to me. Or maybe I'll be able to see, like, there's still something going on with the face that I feel like I'm not quite happy with. Maybe he just doesn't have... He needs, like, a chin, basically. Yeah, oh, that helps. That helps. That helps. He needed something to just, like, help define his face. Checks out. Even otters need chins, I guess. That helps too, the whisker dots. What happens if I give him whiskers? Ah. Sorry, not sorry. Sometimes gotta draw the parts that make me happy. Just gotta live with it. It's my stream, my rules, my otters. I'm just kidding. I mean, I guess I'm not, but it's chaos here. It is nothing but chaos here. I didn't fill in his eyebrows. Sorry, little dude. Here you go. Hey. Let's give him a little white. I got little, like, ivory nails, but I'll come back through and fix it later. I'll just mark them so I can see where they're at. Maybe it'll help me position this. Maybe it's because all the other hands are at 1, and, like, this is the only nail that's at that. And these ones you don't really see. These ones were like that. Something. I don't know. I'm just drawing floating nails, I guess. Okay. Oh, he's so cute. He's so cute. I think it's really an interesting style when you go and do like a really thick outline and then come back in to like erase out pieces of something. It just, I don't know, it tends to make things feel more 3D, more rounded. Something. I love it. And whenever I can, I'll try to do it. And I guess the same way I sculpt my sketch out, I will sculpt my line art out as well. You don't always have to draw the perfect line the first time. It helps when you're doing big, like, sweeping curves and things like that that need to feel cohesive or like they're part of the same, like, line of motion. But otherwise, like, we should normalize just erasing shit out. It doesn't work for every art style, but I think so many people just don't even know some stuff is an option because, I mean, you've seen people do something one way for a long time or how everybody else does it, so you assume that that's just kind of like the only way. But the great thing about art is you can kind of do whatever the heck you want. Like, whatever brush, whatever, like, if you want to start with, like, light colors and add shadows, you can do that. If you want to start with the shadows and add the highlights, you can do that. Like, what process you follow is completely unique to your creation and your design and your work process. And I think it's important to just feel like it's okay to explore that, and like it's okay to go off the beaten trail and explore your own things. It's one of the reasons why at the beginning I said that I usually go for uninfluenced design ideas before I go and look at refs and stuff. And it's kind of for that reason. If you weren't as dead from being out today, you'd probably be able to inhale the drawing knowledge to try for yourself. Instead, Brain just says cute boy. Yes, well, hopefully more drawing nuggets of wisdom and information should be on their way. I feel like it's really interesting trying to break down tutorials in a way that they make sense. And when I'm just posting a time lapse and I'm kind of just talking about some of the process involved in that picture I drew or whatnot, it's than trying to like put together something that's more of a presentation. So I'll put some more into it here and there, but it's taking longer to get a tutorial that works compared to my other content. So we'll see. But I think this is kind of fun. It was cool last week, or not last week, but the last time last week I just got a work stream in, that's right. It was 2 weeks ago. I was dealing with art block, and instead of doing what I usually do, which is go offline and doodle and kind of try to warm myself back up, I just stayed online and did everything I would have done, but live. And I was like, you know, this is educational to some extent. I am an experienced artist. I've had a lot of time working on commissions and trying to balance things and not deal with burnout. Or just working through art block. And so I was like, you know, if I can share stuff like that, I totally will. And I will likely in the future put out a video about how to work through art block, like when you need to work now. Like not, you know, when you need a break, and like, because you can't, it doesn't always work. But if you need a break, sometimes you just need a break. That is real. I don't like this foot. I didn't do a lot of like looking at what the back paws looked like though. So I'm gonna erase up to the point that I liked it and then leave it there. Sorry. I really try to keep a straight line of thoughts, but when I'm distracted by what I'm working on, it makes it really difficult. It's why I feel like it's kind of a hard format to deliver overly educational content, but you know, it's at least still fun to share. And I've been streaming for almost 10 years now, or I think it said 2015 or 2016. I've been streaming. I've only recently picked up streaming on Twitch and on YouTube. But as far as just kind of drawing and having people watch the process, that's been, I mean, not only part of my drawing life online, but for as long as I can remember, it's just part of drawing for me, is having people watch me work. Unless I'm alone in my studio or by myself, if I start drawing anywhere that there are people around, it's guaranteed that they will come try to sit and ask if they can watch me draw. And I've been dealing with it since I was in high school. I would be sitting at lunch and drawing, and everybody would come sit around me at the desks in the classroom we were eating in, and they would just sit and watch me draw while we ate lunch sometimes. Like, some of the other kids would like goof off and, you know, they were like farting around at the other side. But there were always the couple of kids who came over and they would watch me just draw, because it was like, it's entertaining. It was something to do while they were eating. This same way it was something to do while I was on, you know, lunch at school. It was just something to do. And so, like, it just felt natural to me when I started streaming, or when I started drawing digitally, to start streaming. Okay, this is where we got in trouble last time, because the otter fingers are different. But, yeah, it's so funny to me that I've just, like, it just makes sense. And then the great thing for me about these kind of streams is none of you can bump my table and mess up my drawing. That is probably the only thing I don't like about when people crowd around when I'm drawing. But I also just started to kind of understand that if somebody is watching me draw, I probably should be aware I might get bumped. But that's why nowadays I just doodle in my sketchbook, and so that way if somebody bumped me, it's not like they're ruining some commission piece or something that like I would cry. It's just a doodle where if a line's a little wiggly, it's okay. It's not going to be the end of the world. And like I could appreciate that. All right. I feel like I didn't really get to show their little webbied fingers very well. Probably gonna do some sort of study on the back leg, because I don't know what's going on with those, and then I gotta figure out which way I want to do the paws. So I think I'm just gonna do let me just take my little notes here. So as I'm walking away from this to set it down and kind of let my brain marinate, I know that when I come back to it, I want to make see, I actually, yeah, see, because like this looks okay, but I don't know if it looks like an otter paw or if it looks more like a paw, because the otters have longer, narrower fingers like that. So I think that one's accurate. I think I need to redraw this one to fit. So I'm gonna look at otters. Oops, hold on, let me get my other. I have a line art pen that's got a bit of a smoother / stabilizer on it, and then I've got a filler pen that doesn't, and it's a pain in the ass to write with my line art pen. But I recommend having different tools for different things for that reason. So we're gonna do study, back paws, so I can redraw that area, and then I'm gonna make fingers longer. So that's kind of usually when I walk away from stuff, this is what I do, is I take a moment and I collectively think about what I feel like is lacking, and then kind of soak that in my brain. So next time when I come back, I'll take a look at the back feet and the back paws for the otter, and I'll fix the hands. But I think overall, the general shape I'm super happy with, and I can't wait to see how this looks with text. This is a really good start. I got further than I was expecting. So I'm very, very happy. So thank you all so very, very much for chilling with me and checking out some of my design process while I'm working on some really cute merch, and hearing how excited everybody was about otters in chat. Maybe when I reveal the final design, you'll like it. I have good feelings. So yeah, I appreciate you so much. I'll drop some links below in after this has gone up. If you want to drop me a coffee to support the information that I'm happy to share, go for it. Otherwise, I cannot wait for this to get up in the shop, and you bet your buns I'll be posting about it on all my social media. So give me a follow on Twitter or Facebook if you want to check out when this hits the shop. You guys are all the best. I appreciate you so much. Take care, have a good one, and I'll see you next time. Bye.